Hi everyone, we're 32 Mile Productions and we're creating a new series of videos aimed at educating filmmakers with tips and tools for capturing the best video with the most effective setups. We're creating this series because we're passionate about making great video and want to share our knowledge with you. We've spent endless hours perfecting our video production workflow and are constantly testing out new equipment and software. We're not sponsored by any of these companies and these are not paid promotions. We're simply sharing what we've found works best for us and hopefully it works best for you. Hi, my name is Nick Dorica. I am the Director of Photography here at 32 Mile Productions, and we want to talk about our gimbal setup. We think this is one of the best things that we've been able to pare down and put parts on to figure out how to do this the best. We're able to travel around with this, and we're able to get dolly shots without having to set up a whole dolly track. So what we have here is the Ronin RS3 Pro, and we've paired it with the Tilta Max ring. This isn't normally how the Tilta Ronin is set up. We were trying to fly this camera on here with heavier lenses, longer lenses. So that's why we kind of took everything off, flipped it upside down and put everything back on. So that's why it's kind of, it generally doesn't come like this, but this is how we've set it all up for us to shoot. So anyways, we have a couple small pieces on here that really help us out. This V-mount is gonna power our whole ring for us. So if you see this online, you'll see that usually it comes with the Ronin battery handle to power this whole thing. We just found that that is enough juice for us. So we've paired it with a V-mount battery adapter. So this can keep going for, if not the whole day, half the day. And then we only have to do 2 battery swaps. We have another little power splitter from Tilta that we've put on right here, which gives us, if you can see, USB-C and D-tap power. Our camera of choice for this is the Sony FX6. A lot of these things we pair with Sony lenses because the autofocus is just tack sharp, constant, and just super fast and snappy. It's just so helpful not to be hunting for focus, just spinning the focus ring. You're just able to tap on someone's face and then the camera follows it for you. So you can be worried about exposing, composing the shot, and you don't have to worry about, is my shot in focus? And come back and go, oh my gosh, half my footage is blurry. When we put this on here, we have to pare it down a little bit. So we're probably maxing out the capabilities of this gimbal by putting this camera on here. We've taken off the top handle, we've taken off the side handle. All we really have on here is the Sony monitor that comes with the camera and our G Master 50mm 1.4 Sony lens on here. This is really great for Jordan. He's able to focus and control everything on his own without anyone's help. It's really impressive to see him do it. That's why we really stick with the Sony lenses for this setup. With primes, this is the size that the lens is gonna be. It's not gonna expand anymore, like when you zoom out. Unfortunately, that's probably the one thing that we're hamstringed with this on is that if we try to do the 24-70, or I have the 7200 right here, this is just too much weight for it. When we set this up on a shoot, and we're balancing everything, we get everything out generally day before. And what we're gonna do is we have this long plate that came with the Ronin RS3, and you're gonna wanna put it on the front right here. Here's what I find a lot of people don't do when they're balancing the Ronins. I'll show every kind of point in which I balance the camera on here. But even like micro adjustments, just like moving this a little bit, you're gonna throw it off balance. So I think what's best is that, especially anyone who has a gimbal, first time user of a gimbal, just rebalance it every time you put a new lens on, or even if you take it off and you put it back on, because sometimes things like change and then you have an easier time with the motors, keeping the shot super smooth. So I'm gonna unlock this one right here, and you can see it's tilting forward. So what we wanna do is you wanna make sure the camera is facing forward like this. Then you're gonna wanna lock this down. There's a little lock on the side right there. The one thing I think everyone misses on this is you probably think you're done at that point, but what you wanna make sure is that the camera can stay facing up like this. You wanna make sure that the camera is able to face straight up, but also can stay facing forward. Now, once you got that done, you can lock it off. That axis is good. Now you wanna check this axis. Now, this one is pretty good. You can see it's tilting a little bit. You just want it just nice and just evenly facing forward. You don't want it leaning too much to the left or too much to the right. You just want it dead center, just like that. Lock it down so it doesn't slide, and then lock this motor. Now the last axis that we're gonna check is this one right here. You just wanna tilt it to the side, and what you're just looking for is you want the camera facing straight ahead also. So you just wanna slide this back just a little bit. Just want it facing straight ahead, and then boom, you're good. Lock this one down, and then lock this up, lock this motor up. Now you're gonna wanna turn on the Ronin. Open it up. And now it has auto locks, which is really nice, which I'm gonna unlock this, unlock the top one, and then whenever you do any rebalancing on this, you're always gonna want to auto calibrate your gimbal again. So you'll see right here on the front, we have it set to super smooth, and then hit auto calibration. After you do that, you're gonna wanna put this in selfie mode. So it's just a matter of hitting the centering button 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and then it's gonna face forward. And we have the controls inverted on here so that up is still up and down is still down on here, and then it operates the exact same way. And instead of doing the 2 double tap, the 2 button tap to recenter, if you just do 3, it goes right back to center. We face the Ronin this way so that Jordan can keep an eye on the gimbal to see if any of the motors are going off or tilting. So to change any of that, you want to swipe down and go to that little nut right there. There's like this little wing nut bolt symbol here. You click that, and then you'll see this setting rotate right there. You see it flip the screen. Good to go. It's all balanced. It's ready to go. And now the last thing I want to show you guys, probably one of the best features on here. So I'm just going to move this to the side. But really the secret to this whole thing is the Sony monitor and control app. This is one of the things that we've used so much out in the field that works for us. So when you're connected to it, you literally have the entire Sony readout here. And this lets Jordan be able to control anything that he wants to change on the lens or the camera settings just from right here. Not only do you get another monitor view, but he doesn't have to physically touch anything anymore. Maybe this is something that if you guys see this can work for you. If you have any questions about this setup, we're always down to hear how people do things differently, or if you think that this is something you're interested in and you have questions about how we set things up, please leave us a comment or send us a message. We'll be happy to answer it. Who knows, maybe in a couple months that we'll flip this whole thing around and maybe we'll do another video on that. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.